stayed away from reading, had my library card revoked. I hope you're getting the drift of what I'm saying. Like, I don't think I've ever done that. Yeah, no. You'll just need to prop me up like I'm a little podcast, okay? I think that's gonna be the best way for y'all to get through this. Subscribe if you want to stick around and hang out with me. Hello everyone and welcome to Currently Reading with Kimberly, and I'm sure as you guessed it, yes, I am Kimberly and welcome to my channel. Recently I've gotten back into reading again. Like, I would say probably this is the most into reading I've ever been, and I figured why not, and I saw that there's this newbie tag for BookTube where we kind of like answer some questions so you can kind of get to know me, what got me into reading, what kind of books I like, so we'll get right into it. The first one is, why did you start a BookTube? I started a BookTube because I'm someone who struggled with reading as a kid. I think I just wasn't very good at it. Like, I couldn't read very fast. The conditions aren't perfect. I won't comprehend what I've read. When I was younger, I would have to reread things multiple times for me to even like slightly remember what I had just read. I think because of that, I stayed away from reading. Actually, as I'm talking about this, I just had the memory in elementary school. I don't know if anyone else had this at their schools, but they would actually like put us in categories. I remember it was like color coded and it was based on like your reading score, almost like an SAT but for reading. I remember having like some of my good friends were in like the 1400s and above, and that was like super good. That meant like you were a super fast reader, you had good comprehension, and we could only check out those books at the library. Oh my god, I totally remember this because they all had like the based on where you fell with your reading score and the color associated with, you could only check out those books at the library. So like I remember mine was very like middle to like lower end, and I remember feeling so embarrassed checking out books because everyone would see the color dot you had, and of course, you know, like the other kids that are competitive are gonna kind of like tease you about it. And I think because of that, I actually like stayed away from reading unless it was absolutely necessary for school. And even then, like through middle school and high school, I think the only books I ever read that were like on our syllabus for like reading in English class was The Hobbit, which actually absolutely had loved that book. I didn't have to use Spark Notes. I just never really like found a love for reading. Even though I read The Hobbit, yes, it was good. Oh, I guess I never like, we were also like not super well off growing up, so to be like, hey dad, like let's go to the bookstore, didn't happen. And I had my library card revoked by my aunt because I had checked out a manga when I was younger and I didn't take it back. I like just forgot about it and then lost it, and the library fee was like $320. So she was like, I'm taking this away. You know what I mean? Like, my relationship with reading growing up wasn't very good. I want to have some motivation to actually finish some of the books that I want to read that like are on my list, because I have some books that like I've been reading and like I normally would have DNF'd it, did not finish it, but because I've been kind of like sharing my book reviews on my Instagram and to my TikTok, it kind of made me feel a little more disciplined and motivated to actually finish it through, to give it a fair chance and a decent review. So I feel like BookTube would be like the perfect place for me to kind of just keep all of this and to grow a community of other people who maybe struggle with reading, who aren't fast readers, who struggle with actually like comprehending what they've read, and who struggle with keeping their attention in a book, especially if it doesn't have all of the things that we like the spice or the romance or, you know, a good plot, like things like that. I want to create a space for people that struggle and that can feel like they are welcomed, and that like the books that I recommend will be ones that you will hopefully like and hopefully want to finish, and they won't just be another book that you spend like $13 to $20 on and it ends up on your bookshelf with a ton of dust and you never finished it. And I don't want that for you guys. Like, I don't want that for me and I don't want it for you guys. What am I most excited about? I am most excited to have a place to kind of log all of my book reviews. I'm excited to see where I'm going to be a year from now, even just a couple months from now. I'm excited to see if I'll actually be able to read more books. I'm excited to hear your guys' suggestions. You know, I already have like a pretty long to be read list, TBR. I am always open to suggestions from other people, and so I am excited for that, to see like what you guys suggest, especially based on like the books that I'm going to share with you and that I enjoy reading. So it'd be kind of kind of cool. It's like have our own little book club or like book exchange in a way, but like virtually, if that makes sense. Third question is, what book or series got you into reading? When I was younger, got me into reading for a little bit was once I had a job and had my own income. I read the Twilight series. It was like sophomore year of high school. I actually remember my dad used to let us take like 1 or 2 mental health days each school year, and I used one of mine to finish one of the Twilight books. And I was obsessed with that series. It was before the movie even came out. Like this is, I don't even know what year it was, what, like 2007 or 2008. I remember loving all those books. I had all of them. I went and saw all the movies. They came around like my birthdays when they came out each year, so that was like how I celebrated my birthday. So those are very near and dear to my heart. I took a little break. I'm sure I did read a couple other books. There was that Shopaholic book. I can't remember the name of it, but they made a movie. I really liked that book when it came out, and there were some other ones that I don't remember off the top of my head. In college, I did read 50 Shades, like sophomore year of college. I did really like those books. That was my first time reading spice. Obviously, like I wouldn't even call Twilight spice. That's just young adult. I'm reading like actual spicy books, and I really did like them. They were weird. There were some weird parts to it. Like if I really wanted to go back and reread them and dissect it, I could. But overall, I did enjoy them. When I say like I enjoy reading a book, like just so you guys know, it's because like I couldn't put it down. Like if there's a book that keeps my attention where I don't even realize like how much time has been lost, I'm like, oh my god, I just read 100 pages, it's been like 2 hours or whatever, like that to me is a good book. Like something that makes me want to pick it up, something that makes me go, you know, I just want to be reading this book right now. That is what I declare as a good book. I'm not someone that's like super familiar with like writing styles, dissecting it based off of stuff like that. Like I'm just going based off of like my own ability to remember what I've read, to know if I'm enjoying it, and if I want to keep picking it up and reading it and actually finishing it. Like those are the things that you're gonna get from me overall. I'm not gonna dissect if the narrator or like the author said this word 13 times in 2 chapters. Like I'm not one of those people. Like I literally don't care. If I don't like a book because of something like that, I'm not going to finish it. Like I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste your guys' time. So just a heads up on that. It has actually gotten me now as an adult. I'm 31 years old. I know a lot of you probably are going to guess it. It is all over the interwebs for a good reason. It's the ACOTAR series by Sarah J. Maas. I've already warned you, I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to dissect how she writes, because again, I'm not like skilled in that, so I have no business breaking all that down. That's what got me into it as an adult. I've already started the Thorn of Glass series. I already have all the Crescent City books, so once I finish Thorn of Glass, I can go into that one. What kind of books do you like? Oh, perfect. What kind of books I like? I'm pretty basic. I love romance books. ACOTAR is my first series that I would say is fantasy. I don't know if Twilight really counts as that. I count Twilight as like romance / young adult. I don't think that that's like super fantasy like this stuff was. Like there wasn't that much world building or anything in it. Big fan of romantasy, so romance and fantasy. I will pretty much read anything as long as there is some romance in it. Like as long as like we're gonna get, I'm not even saying it has to be spicy. The way they graze their hands or the way that they look at each other, like stuff like that. Like I love that stuff. I love stuff even in like movies and TV shows that I watch. Like some of my favorite TV shows is like The Vampire Diaries, The Office. It's not always going to be romance, right, with Jim and Pam or like Ryan and Kelly, but like you get like, or even Michael Scott himself too, you get like the romance from it. Like it's there and it's not crazy spicy or anything like, let's say like The Vampire Diaries is. Hope you're getting the drift of what I'm saying. I used to be one of those people that would only read self-help books. I thought that reading was only beneficial if I was reading self-help. I had like a really bad mindset around it, that I thought it was a waste of time if I was reading a romance book or like something that wasn't actually gonna like benefit me in like my day-to-day, which in a way it doesn't matter like what you read as long as you enjoy it, period. That's how I see it now. I just wish I had known that or understood that sooner. I do like self-help books. I do like finance books and things like that, but again, like it has to hold my attention, and those things are a little more the mood for them, if that makes sense. Like it's not something where I'm gonna be like, okay, today I'm gonna read this self-help book and like read 100 pages. Like I don't think I've ever done that. Yeah, no. What book changed your life? I'm gonna give 2 books that changed my life. The Mountain Is You by Brianna, I always say West, but it's not. It's like Weist or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm really bad at pronouncing names, so please forgive me. I love this book. She also wrote 101 essays to change the way that you think. I have it right here. I had this book when I was like 22, 23, and I think I would have done a lot more with my life by now, and I think a lot of the hardships I struggled with, I wouldn't have. Like this book is life-changing. As you can see, I tabbed the crap out of it. Like, to me, this is a lot of tabs. A Court of Thrones changed my life. Actually, A Court of Thrones, or ACOTAR series has inspired me to want to write my own book. I'm not going to write like a fantasy, but it's definitely going to be a romance book. I don't want to say too much right now until we have like actual things in the works and stuff like that. The next question is challenges. Do you think starting a BookTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think the hardest challenge for me is just going to be, I know I'm going to get a lot of opinions. We do book reviews, like some people are going to love some of the books that we review and some people are going to hate them and they're not going to agree with me. And I'm one person that likes to respect everyone's opinions. Like, I know that we all have different perspectives. We all have had different journeys in life, and we all, like, we could read the same thing and we could have different conclusions at it at the end of the day. And I understand that, but I think it's going to be challenging if, like, I'm going to share what my favorite books are and if people are going to be like, oh, I hate that book. Like, you should not, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's probably going to be a little challenging to overcome. I mean, it's normal. As a people pleaser, usually, I need to be able to, like, understand that, like, I'm gonna probably get criticism for some of the stuff that I say and share, and that's okay. Question is, where do you read? So I'm pretty basic. I read on my couch or I read in bed. Lately I've been loving reading in bed, like towards the end of the day is like my favorite. I like to set my bed up. I have like 3 blankets, one of which is a heater blanket. My pillow set up so I'm nice and comfy. I have my reading lamp. I usually make like a cup of tea. If I'm trying to like hit a reading goal, like what I've been doing lately, I set like a page goal that I want to read for every day so I can realistically get through books a lot quicker. But also if I find a hard point where I would normally put a book down, it helps push me to get past that point. I read when I'm doing cardio at the gym, and when I say cardio, I mean I'm just walking on the treadmill. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm walking usually at like 3 speed or like 2.8 speed, which isn't that fast, but with like a little bit of an incline, nothing crazy, just so I can get my steps in. I usually do that for like 30 minutes after my workout, and then I'll read. My current book collection, as you guys can see, this is like a good chunk of them. I have some more like down here on this 3rd shelf. These aren't really all that exciting. Like I said, a lot of these are like self-help and like finance or like mindset books. I've already seen it 5,000 times. I have my ACOTAR books. Make a separate video about my reading order for Throne of Glass. Sometimes I call it Thorn of Glass. Please ignore me because of Thorn and Roses, so sometimes I say it wrong. But Throne of Glass. I started with the Assassin's Blade first, and I've already finished it. I don't know if I want your opinions yet. Let me get to like book 4 in the series, and then we can like tell me why I was wrong for doing it this way. But I have heard it does, I don't know. I'll get in a separate video. I could talk about this, and I will talk about it, but I read this one first, okay? I need to start this one. I've been putting it off because I wanted to do a review of Assassin's Blade, and I didn't want to forget anything that happened, but I'm hoping to actually start this tonight. This is the first one in the actual series, and then this one, Assassin's Blade, is supposed to be the prequel, okay? I know you can insert it and read it all sorts of different times. I know everyone has their own preference, but I chose to read it first, and like I said, I'll make a separate video about it, okay? So we'll just wait for that, okay? Good. We'll talk about it later. Everything else I'm about to show you is all my to-be-read TBR list, okay? Alright. Crescent City books. I originally was gonna get the paperback that was like the special Barnes and Noble like covers. However, my boyfriend, not Book Talk, not anyone else, my boyfriend said, well, wouldn't you want all of the books in that series to match? Meaning, as I had read A Court of Thorns and Roses, actually wasn't even done with that series yet, and I knew I was gonna do the whole thing. I was gonna do the whole SJM universe. I knew that the 3rd book in the Crescent City was coming out, and I had found out that Walmart has the actual exclusive version, like not the fake one that Target's trying to advertise to you guys. So I pre-ordered this. I had ordered it like a month and a half in advance. This first, actually, out of the Crescent City series, it's like, okay, actually, I'm just gonna switch to the hardcover. So here's the first Crescent City, and the second one. You'll just need to prop me up like I'm a little podcast, okay? I think that's gonna be the best way for y'all to get through this. I have a few more that I'll show you because these are like the exciting to-be-read ones. Okay, hold on. I got these 2 at Costco. I saved like a few extra bucks. Nothing too crazy. But I heard so many really good things about the hockey romance books, and I know everyone raves about Icebreaker and Wildfire. I learned a trick today on TikTok how to get these stickers off. You're supposed to use a blow dryer for like 20 seconds, and then you can peel them and they'll come right off. I haven't done it yet. I need to do it. I have like a stack of them. But just a little tip if you're like, I don't like that the sticker's there. So these are my to-be-read. I have not read them yet, okay? I'm so mad. So I bought this at Barnes & Noble. The reason why I'm mad is because there's like a whole set whole bunch of these in the series, and you can get them on Amazon for $25 and not pay, what, $12.99, $13 a book. You can just get them. So don't do what I did and just do that. Like, just get the Amazon book set. Again, I gotta get the stickers off. I know. I don't know if this is a true like Target exclusive. Like, there's actually exclusive stuff in here, but I know like the book, like that stuff, like the physical appearance of it is like the holiday exclusive. So I grabbed it when I was at Target. This one at Costco. Please don't spoil anything for me, thank you. The other reason why I chose BookTube is because I do talk a lot. I want to have a better way to connect with, like, oh my god, it's dog hair. We have 2 Australian Shepherds. Oh my god. Always gets in my lips when I put like lipstick and stuff on. So this is nice because I can do that and I can actually talk and get my point across and kind of connect with you guys a little bit better. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you stuck around to the end. If you did, I really appreciate you. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video. Subscribe if you want to stick around and hang out with me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.